let's head on into Joshua Tree National Park, which is honestly very, very nice. And we're looking for the perfect Joshua tree. We're gonna go for a bit of a drive through the park and basically scout. While the light is kind of like this, it's already pretty good, but it will get better. We're gonna go for a drive. We're gonna kind of scout our locations on the way, turn around and come back. But right now, I'm going to start with a photograph of this Joshua tree. And I'm shooting here on, I've said the word Mamiya so many times now that that's what I say in my brain. So it's the 7.2, which is a medium format camera, and it's incredible. It's a rangefinder medium format camera, so it's very small. The RZ67 is another camera that I love, but it's quite large and it shoots the same 120 film negative. So yeah, incredible camera. Very happy with it. Definitely not one that I will ever sell in my lifetime. Also, it's very quiet. Here we go. And there it is. I also have a Pro Mist filter on the front of my lens here. What this does is actually diffuses the light a little bit, makes things a little bit softer. We're kind of in that sunset time frame. So having a filter like that just makes things feel a little bit softer and warmer and maybe more romantic. Coming from the wedding photographer mindset, I feel like it's definitely a useful thing to have to create a better atmosphere maybe than real life. Maybe that's cheating if you're in it for the pure photojournalism. Maybe it's not. I think it makes a more aesthetically pleasing image, I feel, when used in the right conditions. I was so confident with this image, but it's absolute garbage. Sorry for making you look at it. This camera fortunately has a built-in light meter that is fully functional, which means that it'll tell me what exposure should be and I can make adjustments, or I can actually set it to automatic mode and it'll just select the right shutter speed for me. What I've actually done is I've chosen to overexpose my film. So rather than using, if you're on a digital camera or some SLRs, you have an exposure compensation tool where you can go +1 stop, -1 stop. And basically all that does is it lets in a little bit more light or a little bit less light. What you can also do if you don't have that +- button is you can just set your film to a different speed. So I've set my light meter to read from 200 ISO, which means it's going to let a little bit more light in than if it was just trying to meter for 400 ISO, which is what the film is in here. So everything is going to be overexposed by 1 stop. But I think that for I guess the warm feeling sunset images, I feel like it really does make for a better image overall. Again, season to taste. If you like the underexposed look with the really vibrant sky, that is an option too. If you want to go for the more washed out, kind of more painterly colors, for lack of a better description, overexposing a little bit on Portrait 400 is the way to kind of unlock that from the film. Of our entire California road trip, I think that the drive through Joshua Tree National Park was my favorite. The photographs that came from it, honestly, I'm disappointed. Photograph taken. But the life experience was great. Had a very, very nice time just existing in this weird landscape with all these Joshua trees. It's very strange. Is this the beautiful backlit changing of the film? New roll of Portrait 400. Golden hour, about 5 minutes away. Gonna continue driving up this way, maybe a few more minutes, and then probably turn around and go back towards the trees that we saw on the way in, because they are my favorite trees that we have seen so far. And yeah, then we're gonna go for some, I guess, rock climbing, do some light bouldering, some lead climbing, and call it an evening. This is my favorite tree I've seen so far. The problem is going to be that there's so much going on in the background with all the other Joshua trees, and I can't really isolate this tree with depth of field. So while it's a pretty sight to look at, it's likely not going to make as good a photo as I would like, but I am going to take it anyways. If I could summarize the story of my photography career, it would probably be that last statement. Here I am sounding like a child in a snowsuit. Onward to new and exciting opportunities. This road looks pretty nice though. Fuck. Nothing looked great in photos. My snowsuit though sounds great. Turns out maybe the sunlight golden hour section of the day is not my favorite. It looks very nice. It's a great experience to be in, but photographically, as soon as the sun goes down, gets a heck of a lot better. These are a few of my favorite photos, even though that one's poorly composed. The experience of being here, I don't think can really be translated properly in photos. You can get kind of close, but I don't think you can get all the way there. Heading out from San Francisco to Yosemite is a very, very nice drive. Go through a lot of different landscapes, a lot of different elevations, and eventually you find your way into the park. We found our way into the park a way I've never been in before. We just followed Google Maps, and all of a sudden, you're in Yosemite. We're not that special, though. It's a pretty common way to get into the park, I'm sure. With me today, I have my two medium format cameras, the Italian Mamiya 7.2, also called the Mamiya, also called the Pangea, and also the Fujifilm GA645W, which is a medium format point and shoot camera. Welcome to the park. Yosemite has been described as a theme park for photographers, and with this statement, I do agree. Any direction you point a camera, you're going to come out with a good photo. I guess the seasons change the landscape a lot. We're here in the fall. We've also been here in the spring. I do enjoy the shoulder seasons, I guess not peak season time of summer. Summer, very, very busy. Even if within the, I guess, shoulder seasons, if you do want to stay in the park, if you want one of the hotels or one of the campsites, book as far in advance as you possibly can. We got very, very fortunate for a number of reasons, actually. One, the entire next week is all just rain, and not just a little bit of rain, a lot of rain. So fortunate to have missed that by a day, and also fortunate to have got a hotel in the park, which you're going to see in a few minutes here. Portra 400 mixing very, very well with the fall colors here. I didn't really know what to expect in terms of fall colors, and we were very happily surprised. Since we knew that this was going to be our only good weather day, we decided to drive up to Tunnel View, do a few photos from the, you've seen the spot before. Yeah, new attraction just opened, and I think some other people are already on to it. It's called Tunnel View, Yosemite, and it's busy. A little bit of a bummer that Half Dome is actually covered and you can't really see it. Still a nice scene, but it'd be nice to have Half Dome in there. Should be in the middle. Now we're going to load in this Cinestill black and white XX. It is 250 ISO film, I believe. Hopefully the inside will tell us more. Fairly certain it is. And we're going to do some, I feel like the color palette, at least for Tunnel View, there are a couple fall trees, but for the most part, it's pretty kind of granite. Look at, so they use stickers. So I don't have to lick it. I can just use a sticker, right? I really blew that. There we go. All right, so we're gonna load this in. We're gonna do a few black and white photos up here, and then we're gonna be stuck with black and white for the rest of the day on this camera. There's a Pentax 6.7 over there, and an X-Pan 1. You don't see those in the wild too often. I feel like there's something just classic about shooting black and white in Yosemite. It really simplifies your compositions. And we quickly realized why Half Dome was covered. They were doing some controlled burns, so it wasn't actually fog or cloud. It was actually smoke from fires. It was very interesting to watch. There was probably 150 or so firefighters that we saw just with a little bucket of kerosene, just going around and putting kerosene on logs and lighting them on fire. Very strange. We're here in the hotel that inspired the hotel in the movie The Shining, and it's a little bit weird to be here. At check-in, they give you this nice side-by-side comparison, Shining the film versus the hotel. They came here, they made some notes, they took some photos, and then they went and they built the interior of this hotel on a soundstage somewhere else. Doesn't seem the most efficient, but whatever. Unfortunately, the rooms do not go to 237. How about now? Like this? So as you can see, the exterior is nothing like the movie, but the interior, well, it is.